Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Open Coin Door podcast. I know you missed us. I'm so sorry. It's been 3 weeks, although it's good to train you. I think it's good for you to not expect every week from me.
Yeah. It's a really busy time of year.
That's not what it's going to be. If we get at least one out a month, I'm happy. Ideally, every 2 weeks-ish or so. But
I say two or three a month.
I know, for example, next week I'll be at a music festival, so we won't be doing it then.
Just me.
But we're here today, and that doesn't mean that there's no content. There has been pinball streams, all kinds of things. If you follow us on Twitch or on YouTube, you can see all of that content. I've been posting more. I've actually got an idea for a YouTube video, something that I was chatting with you about earlier, involving the camera that I'm actually recording this podcast with. And I want to do a whole tutorial on how to use it specifically for pinball. So
this camera has been, you just got this.
I did. We've been recording with this. This is the Insta360 X5. So their latest from the company's name is Insta360. And it's one of these 360 degree cameras. And if you don't know what that is, basically there is a fisheye lens on one side and one on the other side. And the whole time when you hit record, it's capturing everything. So even though you can just see Collins and I, because I exported this after the fact to just be a normal horizontal video of us two, I could also grab videos of just you and just me.
Or over there.
The whole room. And I could cut those all together into something interesting.
Yeah.
For this, it doesn't make a lot of sense. But for pinball, it kind of does. Because I was thinking, when you watch pinball streams, you're looking at, 3 different views. You see the player, you see the back box, and you see the play field. This could capture all of it at the same time. And so that got me doing some experimenting. I actually posted one already to our YouTube channel and I wanted it in the hardest environment possible. So I came here on a Friday night and hooked up the microphone to it and put it above the playfield on Cactus Canyon and played a game of Cactus Canyon.
It looks really good.
It's dark, but that's just the lighting at the arcade on a Friday night. The mics, I think, seem to work really well, even despite that there was lots of karaoke happening, and we'll talk about
we had a good night.
That. Yeah. So I've been playing around a little bit with that and experimenting with those things. So it's not like I'm not working here, folks, but this is the first podcast in a couple weeks, so we'll catch you up on all the various things happening. I guess the last time we talked, we knew the FXBG Punk Night was coming up on Friday, so we had that, and that was really good. As we were just talking about karaoke, you said went well. I swung through here. I was only here for maybe 40 minutes.
Yeah, we had some big technical malfunctions. The computer stopped.
That's right.
The computer absolutely. I don't even know how to say. It would only start in safe mode, and then in safe mode we couldn't run any of the software. And when we do it with the software, it would crash.
Yeah.
So
you never want on a karaoke night to have computer issues, because that really drives a lot of stuff. And here, particularly, we do a lot of visuals, and our lighting program is run from the PC.
Yeah.
There's a lot that happens that requires that computer. And and it was so weird because we had just had another event, which I haven't touched on yet, the Labor Day tournament, and we'll talk at length, I'm sure, about that.
Yeah, we streamed for 12 hours.
We streamed for 12 hours. I mean, it was
not one single crash.
Yeah.
Well, you did the new. EK thinks it's a software thing because I told him that. I'm like, look, he did a new clean install. It was brand new clean. So
new install of the graphics card. Because that's the errors that we're seeing in the logs, is that it's something related to the graphics card. And it's a high-end gaming PC with good components in it, and not fairly old at that point.
It's not old.
I mean, I just upgraded a bunch of stuff on it when we built it again. So.
I think one of the takeaways from all of these podcasts that we ever do is, if you're going to do anything like you do, where you have music and lights and you have all those things, you need to have an AV guy that knows. And you've gone through a couple, but you found a dude that can solve problems right away.
Yeah.
We would not have been able to do karaoke night if I was the only one there.
EK has been amazing. I've sung his praises before in this podcast, so I'm not going to go into it again, but he just, he's the kind of person, and I saw him there, and when I swung by, he had his own laptop hooked up to everything.
He brought his laptop.
He was doing everything that he needed to do.
He did his thing.
He was even able, I think, to grab, one issue he was having was the lights required a profile that was on that PC, and he couldn't get the PC to stay up long enough to grab it. He was finally able to start the computer in safe mode, grab the file, and put that on his laptop, so he even got lights by 9:15.
The beginning of the night, we didn't have anything. We had nothing. By the time we started, we had the projector's up and the words on the projectors on the wall behind, and then he got the TV up because that's a line of sight thing. That was easy. But it also had to go through the computer.
Right.
So he had to mess with that a lot. I was fine with that. In fact, I was talking to some of the regulars who had brought some new people with them.
Yeah.
And I said, oh man, you'll have to come back because the lights aren't working tonight. I mean, it really adds to the experience. And we've talked about how our karaoke is not just stand up next to the aquarium and sing, right? Like we've talked about this. I didn't want this to be
and
so like they were missing a big part.
Yeah.
And I'll be damned if he didn't get it. I mean, I looked up at probably 9:30 and I was like, oh, the lights are on.
It's all working.
And everything was going. And so if anything from any of these podcasts that you watch, and if you watch them like in succession or you listen to them or whatever, and you're interested in doing this, have a dedicated AV guy that knows his stuff, that's there to be, that's the most crucial, best money, whatever you want to say. I mean, it's all the time.
I think it's all the time. It's a real testament to the fact that when you messaged me to tell me that there were issues, I didn't and it's been probably, God, I don't know, 2.5 years since I got a message like that. Like it's been pretty solid for a long time. We used to have lots of issues, and there's a variety of reasons why that was the case, but we used to, it seemed like every month when we went to do karaoke, projectors aren't working, or the adapter's not working, and the person running it maybe didn't understand things. There's a lot of variables there.
There was a lot of people not understanding how to make things work.
Sure.
And then not remembering after they were taught
how to make things work. So it was sort of like, it had gotten to the point where it was just like, I didn't trust that I couldn't be here, and I wanted to not have to be here. And, now I don't feel that way. And even when you messaged me saying there's issues, I was like, I know EK's going to figure it out.
And really, I wanted you to be aware.
Sure.
I wasn't like, you got to come over, because sometimes I'll be like, hey man, I need your help.
Right.
And I don't have to do that anymore.
You don't have to do that.
I just wanted you to be aware that, hey, it might be a little bit different. I don't even know if we're going to get it to work.
And that's so funny that you say that, because I knew, I was like, EK's probably going to get it to work.
He'll get it figured out.
He'll get something to work.
I just left him alone for an hour. So. I got down here and I ate dinner with Tucker, and we were just hanging out. And I said, all right, man, I'm going to go up and see if I can mix a little bit. And I wasn't in his way. I asked him. But was it stressful for you? Or just kind of disappointing that we're probably going to have something, but it's not going to be as good as normal. All those things, maybe. I was worried.
Yeah.
But as soon as he got everything up, he's like, yeah, I got it. We're rolling. It kind of went away.
Yeah.
The only thing that was different is I run the karaoke off of the computer in front of me. Mm-hmm. And I ask him for help a lot because he's very good with Carafun. And I cheat and I'm like, hey, can you do this? And he does it. And so I run it, but if I need something special, but it was on his computer behind me.
Gotcha.
So if I needed to see how much time was left in a song so I could cue or get the mics ready, or I had to go around him, or that was the only thing that was different, and it was an inconvenience.
Sure.
That's all it was.
Yeah.
The crowd was great. The party was good. I got an amazing picture of somebody doing the guitar.
So there was a party there that night, and this was a suggestion that Paula made to me, is that in the past, we don't book parties when events are happening, because if you're having, for example, your 8-year-old daughter's birthday party, and let's say you book the party room from 7 to 9, and at 8 o'clock, something starts going on, it's emo night and it's getting crazy.
Emo night, even karaoke.
Yeah, a punk band starts playing and you're just like, we're trying to blow out the candles in here and do the things, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So we just block off that room entirely. So there's a 4 to 6, because that's still before things get going. Yeah. And then there's no other slots available on Friday nights specifically, just to make that room. For one, we use it as a green room when there are bands. They can hang out in there, they can keep their equipment in there, all that kind of stuff. So it's a green room. And two, because of what I just said, there was a party that wanted to have a party there specifically because it was karaoke night. And so we created a 5 to 7 slot for them. And they kept all their party stuff in there and then came out to enjoy karaoke that night.
I saw them all in there, and I was like, wait, that's Andy.
They were
that's
here
Speed
for
Racer,
karaoke, but they
and
wanted
that's-
to have an event like
Yeah.
in the party room prior to it, and then keep the party going.
They all
out
came
there.
out to the bar at one point. I was like, "Are y'all gonna do karaoke too?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, that's why we're here."
That's why they're there.
But they were in the party room, so that
So
was
it
really
suggested
cool
to me
Yeah.
that maybe we do like a 5 to 7 slot or something. I don't remember exactly what the reasoning behind it was because we don't open till 4, but it's finagling it a little bit for the people specifically on karaoke nights that would maybe want the room. Maybe it was like a 6 to 8 slot she was talking about or something right before karaoke begins, just because karaoke is one of the few ones. Like I said, the band uses it as a green room, but otherwise it's an empty room that's not being utilized at all, and
Yeah.
maybe people would appreciate it.
And it was one of the regulars' birthdays.
Right.
So they were all in there, and she was, and then everybody in the party got up to sing within the first hour, and they were all saying happy birthday. So it was a really cool experience to begin with.
Yeah.
And then the crowd got crowded.
Right.
And
As
the
it
songs were good. The talent was mixed.
How is well, yeah, it's karaoke.
Not as
So it goes.
much. The last time we had karaoke, there were a lot of kids.
Yeah.
Not as many this time.
It's good. We've been trying to push to remind people that it is 18 plus
Yeah.
for that event, and there's lots of kid friendly things, and we'll probably even get a kids karaoke type thing on the books here at some
we need
point.
to.
We should do it. Maybe around Halloween, like a fall festival thing. We could do that.
Yeah, I'm not busy at all.
Yeah, right. I'm pretty sure like I've got an event every day around Halloween.
I have one every weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, but not on the Fridays. We could do a Friday early in October. But it was good, and everybody stayed. I wanted to bring this up to you. The queue is ridiculously long.
Yeah.
And we just have to stop.
I was going to ask like how that went because I know that's been a pain point in karaoke.
So we changed it this time.
So many people, and yeah, you've tried a couple different things. I
Yeah.
think the most recent was you were going to do blocks. Like
We did
a
blocks
set
this
of time.
So we set a time.
Yeah.
And we'd go for about an hour. And so it's kind of like an organic thing when we do it this way.
Because when I got there, you were talking to one of our regulars, and she looks over at me, and she's like, and she knows me, and so she was kind of like jokingly, but not. And she was just like, he says there's no room for me. He says they're already full, and it was like probably what
That is not what I said.
8:30 at night or something.
Not what I said.
But
It
I
was.
figured that was the case.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Your first,
I know who it is.
Your first block was full.
It was.
But then I think while I was there, I heard you calling out her name and others and stuff. So it was like it had moved on to like get signed up for the next block is about to begin.
Yeah.
How did that go? Mixed.
So we've been averaging 2.5 hours for the first round,
Right.
which is rough. People get there at 8 and they only sing once until 10:30.
10:30. Right.
That's rough.
Yeah.
So we tried to not do that this time, and it was still after 10 o'clock.
And this is no repeats. Like this is
No
all
repeats. It's
like,
everybody sings once. Now they're getting away with it by like singing a duet or singing with somebody, right? So I'm okay with that because somebody new is singing.
someone new is singing
with
right? Yeah.
somebody else. So, so what we did is we opened it up and then we closed it and we took the QR code off of the screen so nobody could sign up. And then when we got to the start of the second round, we opened the QR code back up. We put it back up there. And it was like, you would have thought people were taking pictures of Jesus.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like it was like,
Yeah. Were you vocal with people about you managing the queue that way?
Yes.
Okay, because
Yes.
I wondered.
I was very
if I was new coming to a place and I knew they had karaoke and I got there and I'm like, how do I sign up?
Yep.
That's the first question you have. If there's no books out there, there's no sheets of paper.
Yep. I get that anyway because people don't understand the QR code. They don't know. And I think it's a great way that we do it that way.
Yeah.
It's very clean. I'm not messing with papers, and I mean, I've done it that way too.
Yeah.
And I was very vocal.
With a crowd of that size, you almost have to, right?
Right.
Make it digital,
Oh,
right?
there's no way I could. I had to be a whole notebook. So
And the QR code is nice because the Carafon website is actually really good for like suggestions on songs to sing and searching for themselves.
And the
or
title
whatever,
or the person.
Versus you scribbling something out on a piece of paper and then you
finding
get
it.
it and you're like, I don't even know what that song I can't even read that, you know?
and then throwing it out and then person's like, I give you. Yeah. So the QR code's great. I get that all the time. I was very vocal about it is closed. I'll open it up later. And then I was very, hey, in 5 songs. Hey, in 2 songs. After this song. And I said, okay, guys, the QR code is up. And it
How
was
big
like,
was that way?
boom.
The rest of the night, basically?
I only opened it up one more time.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, so I opened it up once. and it was the rest of the time. So what that does is everybody that gets there gets to sing on the first round. And as soon as we start the second round, we open it back up. So those people get put into the second round so that everybody in the second round gets to sing.
Yeah.
Because the people that get there late will all sing their first time before anybody sings their second time.
Yeah.
So if you get here at 8 o'clock and you're the very first person to sing, and let's say there's 20 people, you're number 21, 1 and 21. But if 15 people show up, now you're 36.
Sure.
And if 10 more people show up, now you're 46. Instead, we try to keep it so that you stay here, and when that second round starts, we open it back up, because now all the newcomers are in the second round and they mingle into the second round.
It's a lot. It's a weird problem.
I think we're going to do it different next time too.
What are you going to do differently? I was going to ask you.
Eric thought about this, and I think it's a good idea. We're going to do an hourly block and then clean slate the queue every hour.
Ooh.
I know. It's risky.
I don't know.
I knew you were going to say that.
If I come somewhere and I've signed up and now you didn't call my name and I'm no longer in the queue and I'm over here playing pinball and didn't realize that, I'd be like, it's been 2.5 hours. Why haven't you called my name? And you're like, oh, we deleted it 2 hours ago when we cleared out our queue.
I will say,
what the hell's going on?
Most of the people that come for karaoke,
they stay there.
They're for karaoke.
Yeah.
So your point is valid.
Call it a smoke break. Call it whatever.
Very valid.
Yeah.
It is very valid. And I said that to Eric, but I don't know how. Here's the thing, and this is his point, and this is I thought this was a good point. If you get there at 8 o'clock, you might sing twice before 11. Okay? And then people leave. The early birds and not stay. Don't get me wrong. It's strong 50 deep or however many deep at midnight when we close.
Sure.
It's deep still.
When you close, you're going to close, and it is what it is.
But
like that's
some people leave, and you might get a third or maybe even a fourth song between 11 and midnight.
Yeah.
Maybe, but not recently. Not recently.
If it thins out.
Yeah, if you're skipping people, but not really.
Yeah.
And what this does by a clean slate every hour is you would have a chance to sing every hour. You'd have a chance at 8, at 9, at 10, and at 11. And the second after 10 or 11, after 11, you might have a chance to sing a lot.
Right.
Because there's only going to be a certain number of people still signing up. Even the people that are there still, they might only want to sing. Or like there's a lot of them that only sing once and then like, I don't want to sing anymore. I'm just here with my friends.
Right.
But they're in the queue early, which makes it go to 10:30, right? So do the first one. If you didn't get to, get in there. And it's on you to sign up. I understand what you're saying, but it gives everybody equal opportunity every hour.
Yeah. It's an interesting problem to have. I mean, it's like,
it is.
Oh, the struggle of having too many people wanting to participate in an event. But
here's my other idea.
It ends up being a problem because what ends up happening is people get frustrated and mad, and then they don't want to come back because they didn't get to sing whatever their expectation on what that number of times is. They got to sing twice and they thought they were going to, you go to any other dive bar and you're going to get to go up as many times as you want probably. And that's just not ever going to be the case here. So
the other thing that brings people here is we aren't just I say this all the time. And I got imitated by a post. Somebody said the same thing. We do more.
Sure.
People come for a party. Like when you come here to sing, you come here to sing.
Yeah.
But like there were a couple times when the people were up there singing and the people in the audience were standing up singing and dancing with the people singing, right? And then I play something in between.
Yeah.
And they don't want me to stop playing what I'm playing in between because they want that party. And then the next person's up there and we're ready to go. It's the whole experience. That's why I was really disappointed when we didn't have the lights.
Right.
Because it really adds
that's part
to
of the
it. People want to be in the spotlight. They want the lights on them. They want the strobes. They want the disco ball. They want the whole thing. We have the whole package.
Yeah.
So people that do come, sometimes hey, I want to sing a song. Or one girl this week she said, I've been practicing them for 2 months.
Wow.
And I was like, really? And she freaking nailed it. Yeah. It was probably the best performance of the night. And I was like, well, that paid off.
Yeah.
And she only sang twice. I think somebody asked her to sing late.
Okay.
So there was a duet. And they did really well. But how do you I can't please everybody. You can't please everybody. You can't get everybody. So you offer a better experience.
Anybody who listens to this podcast knows we can't please everybody.
Right.
I mean, we've definitely.
But we try. You try to give an experience.
Yeah.
The thing is about what is the experience that you're getting, and the people that come to our karaoke come for the experience, not just for singing.
Right.
I mean, we have inflatable guitars.
Right.
Because somebody said one time, we need a guitar for the air guitar solos. So EK was like,
bought it.
I got this, and we got like 40 of them. And then we've got the 80s glasses with the lines in them, and I hand them out, and they always give them back because they know we can get them again next time. And it is more than, stand up on a stool and sing next to the mariachi band.
Right.
So my other idea, and you're going to say no, is to stay open another hour.
Yeah.
And that just on karaoke, on first Fridays, it's till 1 o'clock.
So here's the struggle with that.
I know, preach it, because I know what it is, and I just want everybody to hear it.
Here's the struggle with it. It actually is a good topic, because people will think that immediately. They'll go stay open later. We had a time period, and some of our lifetime members probably remember this. There was a period of time where the arcade was open till 2 a.m. Last call in Virginia is 1:30.
1:30.
You can't serve alcohol in Virginia past 2 a.m. Sorry. And there was a time where I thought, well, maybe we should try to push that for popular nights. And so we would stay open till that late.
Yeah, we did that.
And what happens is everybody, you're obviously getting the income from people coming through the door, paying the cover to come into the building. And then they're buying food and they're buying drinks. And then the food goes away, but the drinks are still happening. But there's a limit, obviously, for a variety of reasons why someone can't just keep drinking. And so, not only are we not going to overserve people here, but, even if you're out drinking by midnight, you're kind of you're nursing that last beer and hanging out till the end.
Yeah.
And so sales of anything start to skydive. It goes from great night, all the things are good, closing out tabs, doing some things or whatever. And then it's just it would just drop off the face of the earth. And we still have staff in the building. We still got to clean up. We still got to do that. We have to get people out. And the longer they're here, the harder it is to get them out, it seems. And so that became the issue, was
I remember
justifying it. I don't
When you
disagree.
have the staff that you have to pay.
You're already talking about and you said not in recent, times, but in general, that last hour is lighter than the rest of the night because people are already starting to leave. I think it would start to be a graveyard, that 12 to 1 a.m.
I would think a half an hour. If we could do a half an hour, because and I really do believe, I don't want to do till 1 o'clock.
My worry is it's giving people who already sang and come regularly and are just curmudgeons about how much they get to sing an extra song, but they're not spending any money and they're not doing anything.
It gives them reason to come.
It's just pleasing people that aren't actually doing anything to result in that.
Yeah. Well, we always
they've
say
been nursing a Diet Coke for the whole night.
Yeah.
And they didn't get to sing their fourth song.
You've said this a lot.
Upset, and it's just well, that's come back next month. What can I tell you?
Oh, how many times do we have it?
Yeah. So.
But you've said it a lot. What problem does it solve?
Right.
And there's a second part of that. Is the problem worth solving? What I think
is a better solution, and we've talked about it.
Start
and we
earlier.
Figured out. Well, even more than that is karaoke more often.
We just talked about that.
Yeah, we
today.
were talking about doing that, right? And so we did the Reclaim Voice. It was decent. I think you got to train people on and maybe we were trying to not call it karaoke. Maybe we just need to call it karaoke.
Maybe it's just another karaoke.
It might just need to be another karaoke night just to satisfy the folks. My hesitation is I've never wanted to become the karaoke bar. It is an arcade. I don't want it every time you come in here to be oh my God, it's people singing again. So I don't want that to be your experience of the arcade. I want you to have fun here and play the games and have fun, but at the same time, it's
2 out of 30 days.
Correct.
One's a Friday, one's a Saturday.
I've always been able to tell people, because it's loud bands or there's karaoke and all the things, just on Friday nights, come any other day of the week. If we move to a Saturday, I can't do that. Now I have to be yeah, you're right. We do things later at night. And so that's the new message is don't come after 8.
Yeah, but no, that you're contradicting yourself now. I'm going to call you out.
All right.
Because what happens on a Saturday night in the arcade? You say it all the time. What happens?
People start to leave. Yeah.
8 o'clock, just like you were just talking about, right? So 8 o'clock. So the problem solved there is, what are we going to do after 8 o'clock
to keep people
keep people here,
bring people in,
and even if it is a light karaoke, and I think I alluded to this today when we were talking. Our next one is scheduled for the 20th, and we haven't put anything out.
Yeah.
Nothing. Nobody knows. Except for me.
It's been busy. Yeah, nobody knows except you and I.
I told everybody, and I said I think we're gonna theme it to classic rock.
But that only goes so far. Like you
right, but it was only people that were there.
Right, yeah, and even then, like you've had people promise to come to things that don't. So like the vocal message versus like the Facebook event and the official social media and all that is a whole different thing.
We put it out there, we do it, and even if there's only 10 or 15 people, you're going to be open anyway. So then do we kind of try to build the momentum up and really get it going for like 2026, right? Because we're going into the holiday season.
The question would be, right.
Or do we squash it right now?
If you want momentum, it has to be something regular. And so like that to me is like where it's like, it's so freaking easy to say First Friday's karaoke. Like now it's ingrained in people's minds. They don't even have to ask what day of the month it is because they know the first Friday of the month is going to be karaoke. And
that was a really good idea by you. I remember when you did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a really good idea.
So the momentum from a second event would be like, what? I don't know. Because now it's a Saturday. It's in the middle of the month probably, and to keep a cadence. But it's like the second, the third. It gets a lot.
I mean, you'd have to almost call it like
more difficult.
Middle of the month music or something like that. Like something to get them. Look, it's not at the end and it's not right after. And we do have to be careful about not putting it too close either direction because the first of the month, right? So you don't want it the next week and you don't want it the week before.
So it's going to be roughly mid-month on a Saturday if we did do every
I think it's a good idea to do it again.
I mean, it's clearly an event that's popular. Just speaking of popular events, Fascination Street, our goth night, will have their first Saturday event this coming Saturday. And they're moving to a model where every other month they're Fridays and then they're Saturdays. And they had approached me saying, we'd like to do it every month here. And I think we had talked on a previous podcast. My thought, at the time, I thought that they were meeting in another place, Madame Oddities.
You said, but they weren't, and it was too small, and they weren't doing it anyway.
So they only meet every other month at the arcade, and they said, we'd like to make it monthly. What about Saturdays? And I was like, actually, we're thinking about doing some stuff on Saturdays. So this will be the first one, and if it's successful, we plan throughout, the rest of this year and into next year, having them every month. And it'll be a Friday one month. And then on the months that there's an emo night, it'll be a Saturday.
Yeah.
And so this is the first time this coming Saturday to try that out with them. They have a core audience.
Well, that's what I say. They have a very big following.
They do.
They have social media.
So does karaoke, technically. I mean.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that's where... it'll be interesting, but I think building up Saturdays is really important because particularly during this time, because Sundays aren't great.
Why?
Hold on, we'll talk about that. But I did want to mention Labor Day because we haven't gotten to the Labor Day.
Sure,
tournament.
yeah.
And we don't.
There's a lot that we did.
I know.
Yeah. We got to move fast.
This is what happens when I know. And
we got to move fast. Sports ball's on.
Oh, geez.
It's okay. I can catch the fourth, third.
Okay. But we had our Labor Day pinball tournament. We mentioned that we streamed it live to Twitch. It's on YouTube now. Great turnout, surprisingly. I will say I was a little stressed there for a while.
Like 48 hours before, you were texting me like, hey man, I don't think we're going to need any extra games.
Yeah.
And then we were like, we need them.
So we do so far we've done 2 other major, what I would call for Reclaim major tournaments.
The majors. Yeah.
And the way we do it here is because we're a free play arcade and we got people coming in all the time. We decided that on the weeks where there's a Monday major holiday, people are off from work, but we're not normally open on Mondays. That's a good day to do it. So last year we came up with this idea and we said, what if we did a big Labor Day tournament, like a big one? We opened it just to pinball people. We brought in extra games into the thing. We had 80 people registering.
On a Monday.
Yep.
The arcade is not open.
Yep.
So it's only a pinball tournament. They don't have to worry about all the other people in the arcade and everybody's here for the same thing on a holiday.
And we were able to move some
fantastic.
furniture around, bring some more games in and all that.
Yep.
So yeah, we had 80 people register, sold out event. People just had a ton of fun. It goes long.
It was great.
There's no doubt about that. It goes long, but given the format. But that's good because it's worth like 154% TPG, which anybody who knows anything about pinball understands. Like people who care about competitive pinball and the Whoppers, like big tournaments like that are a draw for really good players,
Hey, man.
which then
You just said a whole
feeds
bunch of
into it.
stuff people don't understand.
That's fine.
I don't understand it. What's a TPG?
So TPG is I call it total games played, but that's not really
TGP?
what it stands for. There's some other acronym that it's for, but essentially it's kind of like the total games played. The IFPA that sanctions the events gives you points based on how many games were played.
Oh, okay.
That's their ultimate rule for how they're going to decide who are the best players. Is the more pinball they played and the better they played, the more points they should get. And so like that's the overarching idea behind it, right? Is that if you came first place in a tournament that you only played one game, it's not really worth that much.
But if you
If you came first place in a game that you were there all day long or all weekend long, now we're going to give you a whole bunch of points, especially if they were 4-player games, because you were playing 3 other people instead of just one. And so all those things get factored in.
Oh, so the amount of opponents also factors into it too. How many people you beat. That's what it was at Pinburg, the wins.
Right.
You got 3 points for first place because you had 3 wins.
So a head-to-head would count as 1 game, but a 4-player game counts as 2 games in one. So they
4-player game counts as 2 games?
2x your total point value on stuff, and then it's the number of games. And so for an all-day tournament where you're playing 4-player games, and then there's a finals where they're playing like 3 games a round, and there's 3 separate rounds, like it all adds up to a huge tournament. That draws out really good players who care about, fake internet points for pinball.
And it takes a long time.
But it was very successful. So we did it again on Memorial Day.
Yeah, we did. Yep.
And that one was our biggest event ever. I think we had 89
You kept
somewhere
opening it up. You kept saying, I'm just going to let people in. We have enough machines. We're going to let people in. I thought it was 92. Was it 89?
A couple of people didn't show up, so at the end of the day, I think it ended up being 89. Yeah, a couple of people like were willing to bring in games. Bayless brought his D&D.
Oh, the D&D LE?
LE. Just for the tournament. And so I was like, well, we have enough games. I can open it up to more. And so we had 89 at that. This one, registration opened in July, mid-July, late July, somewhere there around there.
It was middle of July, yeah.
And it was within the first 24 hours, maybe 30 people registered. And I was like, oh no. And so they started to over time, a couple would trickle in. But I mean, the week leading up to it, 48 people.
Yeah, they were 55 the week of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I was just sort of
that.
well, I mean, that's like a monthly tournament for us. And we have 19 pins, so I could just keep what we have. I hate to do that. It's not a very interesting tournament, but
yeah, we average about 50.
Also, it's a lot of work to bring in a bunch of pins. So I was like, you know what? I'm just not feeling it for 50 people. And then, the weekend before, I mean, literally the last 48 hours, they just started 1, 2 more. 4.
Well, then you said people at League said were asking about it, hey, is there still some room? So you knew there were going to be people there.
Yeah, I think people wonder, is there going to be room or not or whatever. Mm-hmm. Another guy contacted me the night before at midnight asking if he could bring 2 people with him and come last minute. I'm like, pay in person? Yeah, absolutely. So I knew the numbers were getting up there. So I started pulling in favors. We worked out a trade for a game, and I was like, if you'll bring that one in, you can take the other one after the tournament's over. Yeah. So we did that.
So that was an extra game.
Mike, I said, I'm not going to rent a truck and get a bunch of games from Mike, but I was like, but can you throw this in? Can you throw one in your vehicle? And he brought one with him.
Johnny brought one.
Johnny brought Walking Dead, which was amazing. Thank you so much, Johnny. That was totally unexpected and totally cool. So
I was cleaning Jaws or something.
Yeah.
And he just walked in.
Yeah.
It was 10:30. And I was like, Johnny, did you bring a game? And he was like, yeah.
And honestly, what I realized from that too is I've got to put more faith in the community, because so many people were like Jim Klingenberg in Richmond. He was like, dude, if you ever want me to bring a couple games up for something like this, I'll be happy to do it.
Oh, he has beautiful games too.
And he was like, and he has access to trucks and stuff. And he was just like, anytime you want, I'll bring games up for this kind of thing. And I was just like,
his T2 is great.
Wow. Between Johnny and like Bayless at the Memorial Day tournament, and obviously Mike has always been generous about it. I have a tendency not to want to rely on other people, and I don't know, maybe that gets deeper into therapy than we want to do in an arcade podcast. But for some reason, there's a sense for me of like, I don't know what it is, but in general, I'm always like, no, I got it. And this was the first tournament where I was really just sort of like humbled and thankful to just allow other people to help me with things in a way, to take some, and not that it wasn't work on my part too. There was a lot, and I was delirious by the end of the day.
Oh gosh. We were here. You were here before me on Sunday. And then I came late to bring in the game.
I wasn't even going to come in on Sunday because we weren't going to bring in games. And then
but you were getting so nervous because there were so many people.
I'm just going to start, moving games after we closed at 9. So I got here around 7:30 on Sunday and started doing some minor stuff. And then as soon as we closed, I started moving some of the games over to the other area. And you came in and helped, and we unloaded one game that you had brought.
We moved a couple. I think that's the biggest difference.
11.
Yeah, I think it was like, I think I left at 11. And then
I got here at 7:38.
Yeah, you were here. I told you I wasn't getting here that early.
I knew you weren't going to be here that early. But
I think that's the biggest difference between that people have to understand that watch this, whether you come to the tournaments or you have never been here. When you have a regular tournament every month like you have, that's clockwork. There's no extras, right? Like it's set the speaker up, set the microphone up, put everything on the projector. The games don't get moved. Everything is clockwork. Right. When you have an out of the ordinary one like this, where you're almost doubling it, and you need more games and you need more space, and you do it on a day that the arcade is not even open, the amount of not clockwork work that goes into it, the behind the scenes. And I think a lot of people come I think a lot of people that come notice that because they come for the regular ones and then they come see these. They're like, wow, this is different. Wow, that's different. That's different. But maybe people on the other side of the camera don't realize, well, it's just another tournament. It's not.
Even just the stream. We're talking about streaming for 12 hours.
12 hours.
We moved the entire computer and cameras and everything into the party room and set up a whole thing in there.
I bring my chair because I'm not sitting on a stool for that long. And we run a speaker outside so everybody can hear the announcements.
You're right. I can roll up here, 30 minutes before a tournament and be ready to go.
Yeah.
Even with the stream and everything. I just roll the rig out, turn the computer on, we're ready to go.
Right.
Whereas with something like this,
it's the day before, and then the day of is it starts at noon. People get here at 11. I mean, you're here at 7:30. I was here at 8:30. Mike was here before I was, and Larson was here before I was too. Mm-hmm. So there was a whole crew of people willing to help the community.
Checking level on games because you've moved a bunch of games, so now they're all going to be off level. So you need to check that. Check the tilt box.
Who was it? One of the guys was just sitting out back. He said, "I got up early, drove up."
Yeah, and he was basically ready to, like, if you need any help, just let me know. You need any help. And
he ended up coming in and cleaning games with me.
I said, if you want to clean games, just follow Collins and clean games.
The community with it is they're willing to help and do that. They gave me an idea. We should do like a collective tournament.
Yeah.
Like, hey, bring a game.
That would be interesting.
It'd be really cool.
If you're comfortable
I don't have any games to bring right now, but not for a tournament.
Come on.
I'm not doing it.
You've got great games.
I have it. You want me to bring Guardians?
No. No.
Oh, I have a great game. That's not coming for a tournament.
Yeah.
Ever. But we know places that would be able to bring a game, and maybe it's like a free entry to the tournament if you bring a game.
Could be
kind of thing.
Yeah.
And just call it a collective.
Right.
And see what happens. The community tournament or something like that.
The Monday holiday that we missed last year that we could like dial down right now and start planning for it. And how about if you're watching this podcast, tell me if this sounds appealing to you, because I love that collective idea, like a whole bunch of new pins, a whole bunch of different stuff. Free registration,
light bulb. I'm smart.
All the stuff. President's Day. President's Day is on Monday. It's in February. Splits the distance between Labor Day and Memorial Day.
Almost halfway.
And it's a Monday.
Closer
It's a federal holiday. People are off from work.
Yeah. And people don't travel on President's Day.
No.
Where are you going to go on President's Day?
Yeah, right.
What are you going to do?
Nobody's taking their holiday vacation.
No, Memorial Day, Labor Day, or travel sometimes.
Yeah.
But we've always said this: pinball people will do the pinball tournament if the pinball tournament is there early enough that they know, hey, we're not going to travel.
Yeah.
And this one, people are copying you though.
That's fine.
I know it is. It's wonderful. Everybody is.
Yeah.
But
I want everybody to copy.
A few people at the Thursday tournament. So that we didn't even mention that. There was
the monthly tournament.
The monthly tournament was on Thursday, and we had to turn around and do the big tournament on Monday.
I had some people ask me, they're like, "You're not doing the Thursday one, right?" And I said, "Oh, I am."
Oh, we are. Yeah, that's the thing.
I definitely am.
So I asked a lot of people. In fact, the guy that won, I said, "Oh, are you coming to Memorial Day?" He's like, "Nah, man, I got to pick and choose these tournaments, man." And I guess there are 3 big ones around the same time.
Next year?
No, right now. He didn't come to this
to
tournament
the Labor Day one.
because
Gotcha.
everybody else was like, "Oh well, we can do a big one around that time too." And they're all.
It all depends.
The big tournaments are really popular.
Well, and there used to be Pickled Egg, which was up in Vienna, Virginia, Northern Virginia. It was a very big tournament on the weekend. This is the first year that they didn't run it, and I guess they won't anymore. It was at somebody's house, and I guess it's just he's selling off his games. It's not happening anymore.
Right.
Because I was concerned about that. People would go to that and not to mine, which would have been fine. It's all's fair. I get it. But that one didn't happen. So
yeah, the President's Collective
there is
tournament.
A lot of
like
pinball. I agree. So and I'm also not super concerned about numbers. Like it doesn't have to be 90 people. Like I was going to be fine with 50, and it would have been something different. It is a lot more fun when it's bigger tournaments. When there's more people, it's worth more points and the thing and all that. But I'm not going to like chase the tail of the dragon of like this having to be some massive, amazing thing all the time.
Well, it is what it is. I mean, it's like any other event.
Yeah.
It's just going to end up being what it is.
Yeah. I want people to have fun.
Yeah.
And, that event definitely
A couple of people were asking me Thursday, hey, how many is in it, this and that and that. And I said, well, right now it's like 56. And they were like, oh, so it's just going to be like a regular tournament? I said, well, there's still time.
Yeah.
There's still, over the weekend, there's going to be
really
people,
was.
There are like 20 more people. Yeah. So, but the amount of even the next day, I came back and got the game, took it, the trade out, and then you were still moving things around the next day after that. So it was really like a 3-day thing.
Yeah.
Just to run the one big tournament.
Yeah.
And you want to do it twice more.
I did take Tuesday basically off. Like I was like, I'm not going into the arcade.
Not doing it.
Other than moving that game for you, I was like, I'm not touching any games, doing anything. So Wednesday was the fix everything
well deserved.
back up.
Yeah. Well deserved.
But it was a great event. And we should start thinking more about the President's Day idea because I think the popularity of the event is a reflection of how much you put into it. And I'll be perfectly honest with the Labor Day one. It was other than just putting out there we're going to do it. There wasn't a lot of promotion. There wasn't a lot of planning involved. These are the games we're going to have. This is the play. I didn't get the player list up until maybe 2 weeks prior, and I didn't realize some people rely on that to know oh, Brian's going, I'm going to go too.
I'm going to go also.
And so that plays a role in it, which was
I don't know who to talk to invite because I don't know if they're
already signed up or not.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's a learning experience.
Yeah. So I definitely
I think the other thing that we could do that the other places all have, and you've done in the past, we did not, is like giveaways, like a back glass.
You do raffles, you do all kinds of things. We talked about doing a gauntlet at one point. I still think that's a fun idea, little side tournaments for people who get knocked out.
But then we didn't think there were going to be as many people, so we were like, no, we don't want to do it.
Right. It's a chicken and egg problem, right? Like you create events, and I think that's the thing is like you create an event with plenty of stuff for people who get knocked out early to still be involved and have a lot of fun. And then people will sign up. Yeah,
there's more to the experience than just going and playing and getting 8 strikes, and then what do I do?
Exactly.
So if we give more to the experience,
trust me, I know better than anybody because I'm pretty sure out of 74 people, I came in 69th place. So your boy didn't do too well at that tournament.
I got out in the playoff again.
Yeah,
I am the king of. Hey, you're in the playoff. I might as well not even play the game.
Yeah. I
know I'm not going to get it. And that one, it wasn't even like come in last and you're out. It was like you got to be in the top 7.
That was a playoff for Division B, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I can't win in play. I'm a horrible playoff game guy. I'm like the Steelers. I can't do it. You don't know.
Speaking of
that's
football.
a football team.
That's a football team?
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
I know nothing about football.
Sports ball.
We were just talking about like fantasy draft stuff, and I was like, I don't know what any of those terms mean. Yeah, speaking of football, that was the last topic I think I wanted to talk about with you. We always talk about like what's working, what's not, what we could change. And for people who don't know, and they probably don't because we just started this podcast over the summer, like what the ebb and flow of the arcade is like when are the busy seasons and when are the not busy seasons. This was really an eye-opener for me. When I opened the arcade, I thought the summer was going to be our busiest season ever.
Right.
And I thought the winter, nobody's going to show up. And it was not the case. Like,
it's almost the exact
out,
opposite.
Weather plays a big role in things. Like, the nicer it is outside, the more people want to go outside, Where are you going to have your birthday party? Well, we might go to, Old Mill Park.
Right.
We might go to Aunt Gigi's house and do it in her backyard. She's got a pool.
Or go to King's Dominion, or go to...
Name it, whatever.
Busch Gardens or something.
So many things. Your birthday's in January? What are some places indoors that are cool that we can have a birthday party at? Like, that's the difference, right? Not to say that we don't have people booking parties, but... That's the difference, right?
Well, you're just talking about like birthday parties, but adults too, like they'll go to a brewery and sit outside and listen to a band.
There's plenty of other options when it's nice outside.
Yeah.
When you have to come indoors, then you get a little bit more particular about like, well, what are we doing? Where are we going? And this becomes a much more attractive place. So I was totally, I didn't realize that. And now, 4.5 years in, going on 5 years at the arcade, there is a trajectory month over month. I can say with certainty when people show up and when they don't. So like the summer, there's a dip at the end of the school season. So it goes like, we have like really busy March, April, and then it starts to die down. And dies down like May through June, a little bit. Not crazy, but a little bit. And then July goes up.
Because it's hot as balls outside and nobody wants to be outside.
It's so hot outside.
The weather, everybody comes in. As long as the AC in here is working, everybody wants to be here.
It does what it can in July, but
Yeah.
it's there, right? So like July ends up being pretty busy. July is also typically, the July-August timeframe is like you're going to have a 5-week month. So like sometimes my numbers are off because of that too.
Yeah.
Because the weekends are when most of our money's made. And then by September, things start to drop again. And they drop all the way until the holiday season. So September and October are both really low months. And then finally, by the end of November, with Black Friday and everything, we start to head back up. We get holiday parties in. Black Friday sales are a big thing. We go into the holiday season with all of that. And then it's cold outside. People want to come indoors. And January, February, March, we're good to go. But that September is the toughest month of the arcade. I'll just be very honest with you all, it is. And I was thinking about it this weekend in particular, and I might have a theory of why, in part, it is. Because what did you do on Sunday?
I sat on my couch and watched football.
You watched
all day.
football.
Guess what I did on Saturday? I sat on my couch and watched football all day.
Yeah.
I saw a thing, I sent it to my brother, he's a football guy too, and it said, my plans for the weekend, and it was like 9 a.m. coffee cup. They were all emojis. And then it was like 10 a.m. toilet, 11 a.m. TV, 12 a.m. TV, and then it was football, toilet, football, toilet, football, bed.
Yeah.
And it was every hour, you know what I mean? Like 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. Yeah, so.
I was talking to a buddy of mine.
That's what it is.
I was talking to a buddy of mine, and he was like, Friday, Saturday, because there was some Friday night too, right? Mm-hmm. And there's some college football still happening as well.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday this week.
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I'm missing a game right now.
That's great.
I have the defense in the game tonight too, and my opponent has the quarterback and the receiver, so I need to check.
Right.
What time is it?
It's fantasy. You could check. I'll talk to the people. That's fine.
I'll talk to the people.
So,
anyway,
so
do you think that's a reason?
I feel like it might be. And we've talked about sports in general or whatever, but I can tell you, we had one thing that helped combat that was we had a big spirit, not night, it was the daytime. It was like 10 to 4, but we had one of our fundraising things happen on Sunday, this past Sunday. And they went all out, man. Like some people will just
Oh yeah, what was it?
some people will just pass some flyers out and call it a day, or they'll send an email to the parents of their school, and then that's all they'll do, and maybe 10 people will show up or something. We do these spirit nights where like we basically give a third of the ticket cost to the organization. And so we're like, you should promote this because every single person walking through the door is money in your pocket.
You're going to get money back.
But some people don't do that great of a job. They brought in 2 separate food trucks, not regular food, but dessert food trucks, like a snow cone thing and a cotton candy one. They had the 501st Legion here. I know. So like they brought in
You don't even bring the 501st anymore.
They brought all kinds of people in for this thing, and I was like, all right, I respect that move. Like, let's see what's what. And they had a decent turnout. Nothing like mind-blowing, but a decent enough turnout that definitely helped for a Sunday that was still on top of that.
They had the 501st?
They had a couple people from the 501st Legion here. I don't know how many, but they definitely had several. So that was something. We
need to bring that back.
So kudos to them. That was Simply Angels. They are a local
I saw that post.
nonprofit. We've had a box out here. We're raising. They're collecting school supplies to give to families with needs this year, and so and they also do they collect Christmas toys and stuff. It's just a nice local nonprofit. None of this Toys for Tots crap where you're giving to some Salvation Army huge organization that's probably pocketing all the money. This is a
CEO's a millionaire.
Local nonprofit that's trying to do something right here in Fredericksburg. Yeah. And so we like to support them, and kudos to them. They went all out. I think there were 40, 45 people that came out specifically for their thing, which was good because even on top of all that, it was down pretty significantly, about 50% week over week from what we had typically been doing on a Sunday. So I definitely think it plays a role. Now, that being said, does that mean I'm going to add football and sports to the arcade? No. Of course not. We've talked about that.
We have. In fact, you brought it up to me thinking I was going to be like, oh, hell yeah. And I was like, no. So, and I don't know if...
But it's tough.
I don't know if you don't have the experience and I do.
It's tough for me as an owner, though. I definitely, it is hard for me to watch a football season start to happen and for our and for the people to just our sales to just skydive and just be like, wow, how do I get people to still come out when this is happening? And what can we do? I think those spirit nights are probably some of it, figuring out things, it's okay. Not, so that's my struggle.
2 things will happen.
Yeah.
Nothing, because you'll put some TVs up and there'll be some TVs and nobody's going to come here and watch the game, even though you're going to have the games on. It's not a sports bar. They're not going to come in because, I know I can bring my kid there and I can just, the games can babysit him and I can watch the game, right?
And you even said, you're like, what did I do? I sat on my butt and watched TV.
I sat on my couch.
You didn't go to a sports bar.
No, hell no, I didn't go. No. And when I was younger.
In this economy?
I can't go get wings. Are you kidding? I'll make the wings.
Yeah, exactly.
I make better wings anyways.
Right.
So anyway.
$15 for 5 wings?
You're out of your gourd.
Yeah.
So they're not gonna come in because you have the games on.
No.
It's not gonna bring people. The other thing that would happen is everybody's gonna know that you have the game on, and everybody is gonna come here and it's gonna turn into a sports bar, which is not what you want to happen. And you're the owner and you're just like, yeah, but that's a lot of money.
Oh no.
But that
too many people for karaoke.
You don't want
but fair.
You don't want that stigma.
No.
You don't want your vision is now.
No, we talked about that.
I support it 100% because I'm a sports guy. But as soon as the Redskins
sports fanatics.
Sorry.
Yeah, the Commanders.
The Commanders. As soon as the Commanders or any other I just saw one for the Cowboys have a viewing club and they go to places, and I know one of the local guys that heads up the 49ers, right? And they go to different places. They're going to take over the arcade. They're going to take it over.
Yeah.
And that takes away, like, you don't want loud stuff every Saturday night.
Yeah, it's the same thing, right?
You don't want that to happen.
I didn't come here to watch a bunch of like Packers
could do it in the
fans
party
to lose
room.
their mind over there. Yeah, well, that's not big enough for like a group necessarily.
Well, yeah, I
Like
mean,
a
you could
couple
put 20 people in there.
You can.
And a watch party that's 20 people, and you could say,
Yeah.
hey, guys, listen, the Commanders game is on Sunday Night Football this week. We're going to stay open late, and we're going to have a Sunday Night Football party.
Yeah.
You could do that, but then you have to go through logistics of paying for the pass and getting all the games. And,
Right.
and
Yeah.
it's
just not who we are. And I'm comfortable with that. And I definitely, but then it's just sort of like, so the alternative is to just figure out what are the other ways we can attract the people who, like me, don't care about football.
within your vision. Yeah.
And also, I will add, I do want to read an email. We got somebody emailed the Open Coin Door email address.
What do they say?
So, like, first off, I do want to say, like, we read all the emails. There aren't many, so it's very easy to do. If you would like to email us, opencoindoor@gmail.com is the way that you do that. This is Chris Robertson. He's the same guy who reached out to us before about he's done tournaments before, and
I know
Chris,
the name.
I still need to talk to you about that because we've definitely talked about that. And he had some great stuff. He was talking again about the mocktails thing that we've come up with before. There's a place in Richmond called 0.5 RVA. And it is a place entirely dedicated to selling mocktails, like mixers and spirits and stuff. Like the entire store, that's all they do is they
Just
sell
mocktails?
0.5 is a reference to 0.5% alcohol.
0.5, yeah.
So like,
Now I
I
get
guess
it.
it's some franchise, but they have one in Richmond, and this is all they do. And they'd hold workshops on how to make them, and they'd sell all the ingredients and all kinds of syrups and mixers and things and non-alcoholic spirits. And I was like, that's super cool. But what made me think I wanted to read his email is he said, I was listening to your podcast 009, episode number 9, where you all talked about mocktails and potentially putting TVs in the arcade, but not wanting your space to turn into a sports bar. What if, instead of sports, you put on Twitch on your TVs? You could find and support other pinball channels, do pinball watch parties. If there's no pinball tournament, you could always put on a Street Fighter tournament, League of Legends, anything along those lines. And I thought, that's kind of interesting, right?
Where do you do that?
They do like gameplay videos on that one TV, but what if
they
you had
put gameplay.
several TVs? And that one's showing the Papa Championships, and that one's showing a League of Legends tournament, and that one's showing this. And what if it was kind of like that? There's a little bit more interactivity of things you can be watching.
Different TVs.
I'm
with
not saying it's
different
going to bring people into the building necessarily.
Experience.
But experience.
It's part of the experience.
Part of the experience.
I can
is
come
that
over here and watch somebody playing pinball.
I can drink. Dale and I were talking about that at the end of the
I
Labor
like
Day.
that, Chris. Yeah.
Dale and I were talking about at the end of the Labor Day tournament. We were hanging out while you all were on the stream. We were in the party room because we had the Twitch stream up on the big TV there, and there were several people there watching the finals.
I remember.
And we were having a blast watching it. And Dale said,
Me too.
if you would just have viewing parties, I would come and drink and hang out just to watch pinball tournaments like this. He was like, this is a lot of fun to be with a group of like-minded people watching this kind of thing and nerd out specifically about pinball.
Well,
and it was
when we
like,
were at Pinburg,
it's the same idea of sports, but it's in the vein of the vibe of this place. And I was like, that's interesting because I definitely was very tempted. We had league league day at Maltese on Sunday, but our boy Matt was at the Papa. He was in the B Division finals, and we were following along, watching as he was making progress. And Dale was like, do you want to go to the arcade and like watch the stream afterwards? Like, they weren't streaming B Division, unfortunately.
Right.
But he was like, I would still go and watch the A Division finals of Papa, which is one of the larger pinball tournaments in the world. And, you know, he was like, I would go there and hang out and drink beers and do all the things just like we were talking about the Labor Day one. I'm like, I didn't work out for Sunday. I had other stuff going on, but I was like, it's a very tempting idea to have watch parties for that kind of stuff.
It is.
the esports thing,
you could
whatever the
turn
case may be, like
the sports into the arcade sports.
right. And then it fits the vibe of this space. It doesn't feel out of place in the same way.
Skee-ball tournaments.
Oh, I guess.
I was totally kidding.
Right.
Don't ever put a
No.
skee-ball tournament out there.
No, but yeah, that's a very interesting idea, and so I'm very interested in that. The viewing parties, the having some additional TVs that are showing that kind of stuff, because I've thought about, like, it would be super cool, like, to have a Twitch stream up over by the pinball area, but I do show the leaderboards, and so I don't want to take that TV because it's showing the leaderboards. But if there was another TV, and
Or
you
like
just-
4 TVs
yeah,
over the
just a couple
pinball
things,
machines.
right? Yeah,
and
there's all
putting-
kinds of things that you could do with that.
That's coming soon.
Yeah,
I like that
soon-ish.
idea because that's a good
interesting,
idea.
right?
It wasn't just what I said about putting gameplay up there, the tournaments and having the experience of multiple things up there.
There's a live element to it that's really exciting. I was watching the finals from my house on Sunday night. It went until 2 a.m. I went to bed at midnight. It went till 2 a.m. because the players were so good. And the players are all like 20-somethings. It's ridiculous. I think out of the top 20 people, I forget the exact statistics, so don't quote me on this, but the rough statistic was out of the top 20 players in the Papa A Division finals, only 30% were over 25 years old.
Whew.
Almost all of them are late teens, 20. There was one that's 13 years old who was in the top 8. It's just incredible, like, some of these players. And they are, like, owning these machines. They're putting up...
Oh, they're world class. They're the best in the world.
They're putting up like $3.5 billion on King Kong on the finals, and you're just like, what are we doing right now? I mean, they figure out like every aspect of how to game the game, and so it's wild to see. And so those things are fun to watch in a group and just go, did you see that save and all that?
Well,
like, it is sports like in that sense.
When
I'm
we
never
were
going to
at
argue
Pinburg-
that pinball is a sport, but
it is sports. It's
It is
like-minded people
sports-like.
cheering for the same thing,
Yeah.
understanding the game, knowing if I do this, like when we stream,
Right.
oh, if they do this, then they can get to this, and then they didn't get it. And so it's a whole bunch of people doing that.
Right.
When we were at Pinburg, there was a whole seating area to sit and watch the stream that was right next to us.
Right.
And we sat there and watched it on the big screen
Totally.
with 50 other people. So it's in that vein. And
So the next major is the Pinball Expo in Chicago, and maybe we should do that one.
you said the live element.
Right.
When we sat and watched Waller at late night. So the number one player in the world is on Star Wars.
Jason Zoller.
Yeah, Zoller.
Right.
So he's down there and
Who didn't even make the top 4. He was in the top 8, but then he got knocked out for the finals. Yeah, he only made it to the semifinals.
So I said, hey man, it was late. It was like we were done and he was playing in his last round. And we turned around, he's just playing on Star Wars next to us. I said, dude, we got to stay and watch the number one player in the world.
Yeah.
Like we have to.
Right.
He's right there. And yeah. So we did.
Couldn't quite see the play field. We're like standing
Yeah,
back.
we're watching.
They weren't streaming that one, so
No.
we're just standing back and watching.
We're just standing watching, and he puts $1 billion on. It was $1 billion a ball, and by the third ball, we were like, okay, I can't stay here for another half an hour.
Yeah.
But that live aspect of it, to be in that moment, right? We were lucky enough, like we can watch it live, right? So if you can't, you go to a stream, and yeah, I could see that. It'd be like any other sporting event,
Right.
Or whatever you're watching.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
I think so. I definitely think, like adding some TVs and adding those elements, but then like the next big tournament, like I said, is the Expo in Chicago. And I believe they have a big tournament as a part of that. And
Have
so
a watch party.
Have some kind of watch party for it, I think would be super cool. And keeping track of some of that stuff to plan it out would be a lot of fun. And then if there are other types of things, like League of Legends, I know nothing about. So I would rely on other people to tell me
that's
what's
the other thing
happening.
we can do. We said about doing that on Saturdays is our game.
Oh,
video game.
Yeah, and that's happening. Like
tournaments.
we're definitely still working on that idea. I've got
Yeah.
to find the right game and figure out the streaming aspect too and those kind of things. But a Saturday night, which will be probably another reason I'll contact you, Chris, to talk more in depth about running a tournament for something like Killer Instinct or something of that nature. So definitely going to happen with those things. But yeah, for now, if you love the arcade and you don't give a crap about football, come here on a Sunday. I'd love you.
We got 4 minutes.
It is what it is. No, I'm always honest with this podcast, and so I do talk about the ups and the downs, and that was a down. And so I think if we can build our Friday and Saturday, then the Sundays don't matter as much. But ultimately, when the hours that we're open, I would like people to be in the building, and so that's figuring out, and you can't be everything to everyone, and so I don't need to be it for the football fans. But how do you attract
Do you think
people?
Seasonally, you do this in the summer?
The trick is like arcades are typically very male centric. I'm so thankful for all the women who come out here as well, but they do tend to be male centric, and so it is often dads that bring their kids, and during football season they will not because they're busy. And so like
they're busy.
At the end of the day, like that's what it ends up being, where you do see that downtick because of it. And so it's figuring out, do you hold family-friendly events that mom will bring, all the kids with her because it's a fall festival or something, perfect example, or something like that.
We've tried a couple fall things, and it didn't go very well. They weren't very well attended. But we've had some really banging, like,
the kids
parties.
The kids karaoke, I think, is another idea you can return to. You can do family-friendly things on Sunday that will bring out
We've
a
had
crowd.
kids Halloween before
adult
Halloween, and that was a smash.
Yeah.
Those are the kinds, right?
Yeah.
But
So
we did a trunk or
definitely
treat
think-
that wasn't great.
Yeah, although people were asking for another fall festival type thing. I think it's, just figuring out what works and what doesn't. But
Yeah, what can you bring in?
Yeah.
What's worth it? Yeah.
Right. So,
November, not October.
right. A lot going on in October.
We don't have any room in October for
Tough.
anything.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Right. And it's always tough. I've talked about it before. It's tough to like put on a dog and pony show for every single weekend, for every single thing. And they go, what can I do Friday? What can I do Saturday? What can I do Sunday? And sometimes you just have to be an arcade and hope that people come out and support you. And I believe that they will, and I know that they will.
If you're an arcade with an identity, and then occasionally you do the cadence of events. If you have too many events, people won't come to your events because they'll just catch the next one.
Right, and there's so much going on that they're just like, I just want to come play games. But you got karaoke, you got bands, you got this and that, and now there's a fall festival, and I'm just here to play games. So I definitely want to be mindful of that, and just physically can't, like just literally cannot be the person always doing the P.T. Barnum thing. Like I don't want that to be what this becomes.
Would you consider Sundays, you do in the summers, you extend your hours. Would you consider shrinking hours on Sundays in the fall?
It's an interesting idea. We're open 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. We do get a lot of parties earlier in the day.
Maybe only going till 6.
Maybe close till 6 or 7. Yeah, something like that.
Like 11 to 6 or 10 to 6.
It's possible. Yeah. I'm always reticent about changing hours because people get into, the cadence. Like people know
this is what it is. Right.
Your hours, and then they'll show up and you're closed, and they don't like that. So it's like, oh, well, our summer is different than our fall is different than this or whatever. When it comes to shrinking, expanding is a whole nother thing. But when you take hours away for a certain period of time and then you expand them back, it's just sort of like...
That's a good point, because when you take them away, they expect you to be open. When you have extra, then it's just, I can stay longer, or I can get here earlier.
Yeah.
But when you take them away, you're like, I planned on this.
Right.
And I mean, your rebuttal is, and
we get the
it's posted.
I mean, we even get the occasional late Saturday party. Not often, probably not during football season, but we do occasionally get like a 7 to 9, party on a Sunday, which is wild. But so
I had a bachelorette party here once during karaoke.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, there was.
Cool.
They were here right before karaoke started, and they stayed for some of it.
Nice.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I was just trying to think about.
It's a perfect event for somebody who's already out for the bachelor party.
I know.
Like, hey, great place to be.
I was like, really? You guys are here for that? Hey, come on.
That's cool.
I'll sign you up first.
Yeah.
So, it is pretty male centric, but there are a lot. I mean, there are a lot of moms or women or whatever that come through.
Yeah, I'm not discounting that at all. It's just it's a noticeable percentage, right?
Yeah.
Is what I mean. Is like, it is often.
Well, I think you do
bringing people and those kind of
enough
things.
partnerships and enough things with like the women's league.
Yeah.
And whatever it involves that brings everybody.
Right.
So
Yeah. So we'll see. stay tuned. I mean, it's still, it's the first week of football. It could have just been a crap week, for a Sunday. I don't know.
Well, first week, I'll tell you as a football guy, the first week is you sit on your butt and you watch football.
You sit on your butt and you watch
football. I mean, next week, I'm going to be like, oh, yeah, but I have things to do.
You got things to do.
Yeah, I'm going airsoft, and if my ankle's good, I'm going airsoft on a Saturday. Saturday football is out next week. This, but this week I was like, I'm just sitting down watching football all day today.
Yeah. A buddy of mine said to me this morning. He said, "I feel like because he's I'm going to even screw up the name. The Bears are those Chicago?
They are.
He's a Chicago.
Good
fan.
job. They're playing tonight.
Yes,
right now.
He said, I feel like the kid who just woke up Christmas morning, getting ready to go open the presents.
He has reasons to be excited too. New head coach.
Yeah, well, every year is a new year.
Let me tell you how the quarterback's doing right now because I'm playing against him.
But
he's average right now.
He's average. He's probably used to it with the Bears and Cubs. He knows his teams aren't going to go all the way, but he's a Chicago fan in that sense. And so, for him, he was just sort of and the same thing.
I have a 99% chance to win this.
He's got NFL Red Zone Sunday ticket, whatever you call the thing. I don't even know.
Oh yeah, all of those, all of them. Red Zone Sunday ticket, things. YouTube channel, all of them. Yep.
Yeah. So he's that's all he's done all weekend, but he's today's the main event for him. It's the Monday night thing.
Yep.
And then
it's a huge deal as a football guy if you have they call it the single game, the solo game. Mm-hmm. If you are the only game. If you're the only game on, the Sunday night game and the Monday night game. If you're the only game on, that's a big freaking deal.
Yeah.
That's why I don't know if I want to do the sports bar thing in here because they're going to be Sunday night game, everybody's going to be here. And then, but you're only open till 9. And
there's that too, yeah. The figuring the hours for it. So it definitely wouldn't make sense. But I think it plays a role in the traffic of the space. So.
I think it'll pick back up. Football loses its romance after 3 weeks.
And we have plenty of other things going on that have helped build things up. Like I said, this weekend alone, we've got a band on Friday, Fascination Street on Saturday. So there's 2 events in one weekend.
And then next weekend, there are 2 events.
Yeah.
Emo night and karaoke. If we're going to do
karaoke, yeah.
If we're going to do that karaoke.
We commit to do that. And so I do think there are ways that you can build up other times. It's just maximizing your potential.
Well, it's hard to have an event on a Sunday.
Yeah, no.
I mean, maybe you could bring the 501st in on a Sunday and announce the Ghostbusters people, and it would be a weekend where people could come in.
If you figured out a pinball style tournament or an arcade tournament or something that wouldn't affect people being around, because you knew there weren't going to be a ton of people here anyway, to where you could work around it, that could be an option too. I don't know what that looks like.
I think we should do console tournaments.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
I really do.
Yeah.
I think we should do console. I don't know if you want to do the whole Madden or whatever, but there's a few that you could do pretty instantly.
Yeah.
And it would stay in the theme. You're just expanding the theme. You're not changing what you are. You're expanding it to...
But ultimately, and I know we're repeating ourselves, is there doesn't need to be an event every single day.
Correct.
You do want people to be able to just come and enjoy the arcade. And Sunday can be that, right? Sunday can just be, they're coming to the arcade, they're playing, they're enjoying, they're grabbing a beer, they're getting some food, they're hanging out, and then they go. We have regulars that only come on Sunday.
It's not too crowded.
That's their place. They know. And if you come in...
I know I can play my... It's like going to the gym and Monday's International Chess Day.
Right.
And everybody's doing chess day, and you're like, but I want to do chess day.
Yeah, right.
I'm not going to do that on a Monday anymore, right? So they come in on Sunday, and they know what to expect, and they can play the game they want to play, and they can get food, and they can go back to the game they want to play.
Right.
It's not always a bad thing to be able to have room.
Right.
I mean, we can pack the place when we want.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve.
Keep giving them more reasons. Oh, yeah. I got plans for New Year's Eve already.
You do?
I do.
Oh, tell me more.
I'm not telling you.
Not yet.
Not on the video.
You know what else we got coming up? Halloween.
Halloween, too?
Oh, we do Halloween big. You know what we'll have to do for the podcast? We'll have to take them on a tour after we get everything up.
We could, yeah.
Yeah, put all the things
with all
up.
the decorations and everything.
Yeah, because I don't think I'm going all out at... I can't do my big stuff.
You won't be at your house much.
I know. So my kids were both of them were why don't we just decorate the arcade? We can take our stuff down there. And I was like, wait a minute. Things in the arcade get destroyed by other kids.
Nah, not the decorations, though.
So, but there are things that I think I'm going to talk to them because I brought it up already. But we do Halloween here is a big deal. And this year, Halloween is on the Friday.
On Friday.
Of the party.
Yeah.
Of the emo night. We might as well start DJing at 6.
Yeah.
I'll just get here and I already know my costume.
All day long.
I know all day.
Yeah. I think our plan was like we might even have like a family friendly earlier and then adult later and just do a full day thing.
Yeah.
Or we might decide to do something earlier that week for kids who want to like get in their costumes.
I think we
beforehand
said Thursday or
like
Wednesday.
Wednesday maybe. Yeah.
To do
Thursday
that.
will be a pinball tournament. That'll be costumes too. So
Oh shit.
yeah, it's gonna be the end of the month.
So it would be Wednesday kids, Thursday pinball, Friday Halloween.
Yeah.
I'm not doing any football on that Saturday either. I'm just sleeping.
Right.
Holy cow.
Yeah. So Halloween will be big. New Year's Eve will be big. There's plenty of big events. So yeah. So look forward to all of that. Meanwhile, this has gone long enough. I'm going to stop talking, but I feel like we made up for...
You're missing the game.
I know you're missing your game. Whatever. Sports ball.
Sports ball.
Thank you all for tuning in. If you want to send us emails on any ideas you have or feedback, whatever the case may be, love to hear it. opencoindoor@gmail.com. Meanwhile, tune in to our YouTube channel. We're on Twitch. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. I might be on Threads, but I haven't posted there in a year. I don't know.
Check out Twitch. We're on there all the time. I mean, we've got so many things posted. You're doing cool things with the camera on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Check out that. He's playing with the 360. There's some crazy mad stuff going on with that.
Yeah, there'll be some fun things coming down.
If you have a VR, check that out.
Yeah, right.
That's
There'll be some really cool stuff. But thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Later.
Later.